ladies and gentlemen, to the GSL Up and Down matches. I am Moltrap, at Moltrap on Twitter. With me is Wolf, at Proxy Wolf on Twitter, and we are here.
Check your Twitters because there might be a Proxy Wolf.
It's true. That's right.
You like followed me and you don't even know it? You're like,
check,
I don't remember following
check behind
Wolf.
check behind the minerals in your expansion Twitter because there might be a Proxy Wolf there.
So check over there. There might be a Proxy Wolf is like a wolf ray pops out. A few stalkers come to join him. Watch out for those wolf gates.
The old wolf gate build. Yes, so match 7 is about to commence here. GuMiho on the left, Puzzle on the right. I was just talking to Sella. He is actually not too confident in the Puzzle, but we're going to find out in just a moment if he will win or if GuMiho will take a 2-1. Tie it up. We're going to find out. All right, down here at the bottom of Terminus is our Terran player.
Pixel GuMiho.
Who we thought was going to be the favorite of the group, but is actually in danger of going 1-2 right now if he loses this game. And here is the man trying to get a 3-0 lead in the group.
There's Puzzle. Now, you said you talked to Sella in the break, and he felt, a little bit nervous for Puzzle. And before, though, Sella actually said he felt pretty confident. And I think that he's not really worried about Puzzle's skill overall. I think he's just worried because he's playing against the Towel Terran, man. GuMiho, like we said, is the favorite of this group. And a lot of Koreans consider GuMiho to be one of the best Terrans in the world, despite the fact that he's not yet been able to secure a Code S spot. Even before he qualified for Code A, and before he was doing well in the team, the Koreans talked about this guy. Similarly, actually, to how they talked about Puzzle, who didn't appear in the GSL until fairly recently as well. But these two players are both really highly regarded as one of the best players of their respective races in Korea. I mean, obviously, GuMiho is no MVP, but he's a very strong Terran player. He's like OGS Top, for example, or Nada. Like, he's on the same caliber, according to Koreans. They know he's up there, and he can definitely make it to Code S.
Definitely could, man. And I think you're right. I think that might have been why Sella was a little bit worried, just because GuMiho is so strong.
Oh, by the looks of things, Puzzle's going to take his second gas. Might go one gate robo, which is not a very common build to see on this map. This is Terminus Re, one of the largest maps. You normally see builds like Nexus first on this map. And GuMiho actually going for a 2 barracks play rather than going for a 1 command center.
Yeah.
Or 1 barracks command center, because I think the reason why he's doing this is actually because GuMiho is so well known, like Marine King, for just doing the 1 racks expand and following up with that timing attack with some ghosts. He does that a lot in this matchup, and I think he's just doing this differently. This is going to be the last thing Puzzle expects.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to put out a lot of pressure here with the reactor and the tech lab. He's going to be able to put out Marauders. He's getting concussive shells now, and he's going to be able to start putting out triple production. Oh, but this probe might get in and see everything. Fail Marine lets the probe in, and that is actually horrible for GuMiho because, like you were talking about, he was kind of counting on this not being scouted, on this not being known, on this being adverse to his usual tendencies. So now Puzzle can react, puts down a Robo, gets out a Sentry.
Yeah, he's going to go for that Robo build regardless of seeing everything. And now he's going to be totally prepared for this pressure that's going to come. Like you say, he did make the Sentry. He's got a Stalker in the middle of the map. He's not moving it immediately here. He's actually going to try to damage the SCV beforehand. Does get out there. Beautiful timing on pulling that Stalker back.
Yeah, very close. The concussive shells are finished, so...
As our observer is highlighting, a Reaper is going to come and join this force as well. Reapers can do quite well against Sentries, remember, and also can grant vision up ramps.
Actually, yeah. That Reaper, if the Reaper hops in the back and pulls the forces away from the ramp or damages the Sentries, it might enable the Marauders to do more damage at the front.
And he is going to try to sneak up here at the back. He's got his Reaper poised to jump into the main. There is a pylon spot for this, but he actually has the Reaper outside of the vision of the pylon right now. And I think he is just going to try to distract the units with that Reaper, but if Puzzle is smart, he'll force seal before running back. And Puzzle's going to send that probe down to begin to make a Nexus, but he sees a Marine there. He pulls back, doesn't want it to be shown. Nice, pulls one Stalker down and goes to make the Nexus, but
oh,
the
but
units
that
are here,
Stalker
because
is
the shells
dead.
are done.
That Stalker is dead.
And so is the Probe. The Reaper's still hanging out. He's not being used. Waiting for the opportune moment. Meanwhile, GuMiho's Command Center at his natural is finishing here. He's putting on a lot of pressure on Puzzle. And the Reaper does come into the main. And he's going to start picking away at these probes. In the main base.
He pulls all of his sentries back away
in the main
from
base, the sentries have been pulled.
Oh, no. Okay, did leave one to force field, actually.
But the Reaper has actually gotten one kill.
And the Reaper's still running around in Puzzle's base. Just got out there, trying to get one more probe.
Wants to stop that probe from making the Nexus, but GuMiho is so far ahead now, man.
The Immortal in play is going to really push that away, because if he'd stuck around, the Immortal could just own those Marauders' faces pretty badly.
Yeah. But GuMiho back at home is making a bunker. He's got that Command Center up. He's dropping a Mule there. He's got a Ghost on the way. And so he is kind of sticking with his super technical style of getting a fast Command Center one way or the other and following up with the Ghost timing attack. And in this case, it's going to work quite well. He's got 2 Ghosts on the way now, in fact. And with those EMPs, the Sentry-heavy army of Puzzle, especially the Immortal as well, will take a lot of hits. They're going to lose their shields. The Immortal will no longer have that hardened shield ability. And, of course, the Sentries will no longer be able to force shield. But Puzzle is actually not going to wait. He's going to go for an attack here, which I really like. But he has to control this absolutely perfectly to make this work. The Ghosts are not out yet, and when they are out, they will not have enough energy for an EMP. In fact, one Ghost is inside that bunker.
Oh, that's
I'm uncertain as to how much energy it has. It probably has enough for one EMP.
And he actually puts 2 Ghosts inside the bunker.
Yeah, he's got his Ghosts in there so they can't be picked off. I kind of like that. Can't EMP from inside of a bunker, though.
But 2 Immortals will be able to destroy that bunker so quickly, and he'll be able to force field so he can't repair it anyway.
Here we go. The Ghosts are in the bunker, so they can't EMP.
Oh, wow. Force field's nice. Trapping everything. He actually pops them out of the bunker in order to get an EMP off and jump back in. Did he get the Immortals with the EMP? He did get all the shields off of those Immortals, making the hardened shields virtually useless.
Every single Protoss unit that remains alive has no shields because of those EMPs.
That was really clever. That was really cute.
Yeah,
but,
I actually was like
extremely well.
I saw those in there and I was like, well, he can't EMP now. I don't understand the purpose. But actually, what he did was he forced the Protoss units to kind of clump up and get prepared to be EMP basically, and he didn't know the Ghosts were there because they're in the bunker, and then suddenly they just pop out an EMP. It was actually pretty smart. It worked out a lot better than I expected it to.
Yeah.
2 more bunkers going up to prepare for any potential extra aggression. Right now, the worker count is 37 probes with 36 SCVs. With the Mules, though, GuMiho is still in a pretty good spot. He's actually going to be much further ahead economically for a while. Pylon's going to be taken out here.
Yeah, and I mean, GuMiho, he's kind of been ahead economically in the first place since he's delayed Puzzle's expansion for so long, got his own expansion up so much earlier. So he's in really good shape there. And I think part of why he also succeeded in the battle is he did target down a couple of the sentries, so he wasn't able to get any more force fields off after those first force fields to control the tide of the battle.
Yeah, Stim is done now, and Combat Shield's done as well.
Double Forges again.
Yeah, that Double Forge may come back to bite Puzzle here because he's not going to be able to use those upgrades efficiently to hold off this next attack. And nor will he make cannons most likely.
I'm here in the shadows.
Yeah, GuMiho's pushing out with a pretty decent force here.
Simming a Marine to check the other Watchtower to make sure that he is completely hidden from his opponent with this push.
Very smart.
The Observer is going to check right now where is the army, and in fact Puzzle is going to make a cannon here to help hold this. It's actually really smart. Cannons do so much DPS to bio, and even though Marauders kill them so quickly, they take a few Marauder hits. I like this. He's going to pick off this Pylon. Why not?
Free Pylon.
Free Pylon, man. I'd grab one on the way to work.
Yeah.
Kills the Observer as well. That's not quite so free. Decided not to use EMP, but rather to scan. He's going to be able to drop here. Actually, he's going to drop to the third base location.
But this is splitting his forces in half, though, so it might not be the best thing for GuMiho.
There's no Nexus there. He may force field the edge. Stim goes down, and...
Oh, he's trying to taunt those force fields. Force fields go down. Imperfect force fields lets him get away, and a good EMP does take out some energy and some shields, so little bit poor control there by Puzzle. He could have trapped all those forces, but barely didn't.
Here we go, he sims forward. The cannon doing some extra damage here. The Immortals targeting down Marauders. There are 3 of them, but the Immortals are being targeted. Probes coming off the line here. I don't think Puzzle has enough. GuMiho just has too many units.
Too many units indeed. And
but actually, he is going to hold just with those probes. But with the amount of reinforcements GuMiho has coming, I was looking at the supply and looked at the unit counting station. I was like, he has so many units, I can't imagine him holding this. But a lot of his units were not rallied, so he's going to have to sort of get his forces back up and ready here and then drop again. And now he's actually going to drop all of his units in medevacs into the main. The factory actually spotting, see that there weren't very many units in the main, but now the rest of Puzzle's units have joined in here. But with the medevacs healing, looks like he's going to be able to target down the majority of these Protoss units.
Well, the medevacs unfortunately were not healing for a time there. They were just on move command. He does pick off all the stalkers and leaves, and that Marine is like, oh wait, this is not a good idea. Gets out of dodge.
Again though, GuMiho's pressure, he's got a third base going up, but he's just going to continue to pressure, and he's just going to wear him down. He's like the sandpaper that's going to shave down Puzzle here. He's actually just continuing to attack. Remember though, Puzzle, he canceled those upgrades. Actually, he only canceled one upgrade. He does have +1 for those units. The Immortals doing some extra damage there every time they fire, but he does not have +1 armor, which is something he really wants. Probes battling at the natural against Marauders. He's losing a lot, and these medevacs do escape, but a lot of probes taken out at the natural. Right now, the worker count is 53 SCVs to 47 probes. GuMiho with that third command center up is going to be able to perhaps drop mules there if he wants, but he has not destroyed the debris that's blocking his command center, so he can't get optimal mining yet. Right now the supply is 125 for GuMiho to 90 of Puzzle. The unit count, 14 Marauders, 20 Marines, a Ghost, 5 Medevacs versus 8 Zealots, 2 Immortals, 1 Colossus, and 4 Stalkers. Remember, +1 is out for Puzzle. GuMiho also has +1, however.
Now there is that very important Colossus out now.
Yes.
And that could deal so much damage as long as he doesn't lose it. If he keeps it in the back and fires from behind, he can do a lot of damage. And here he's going to have to do a lot of damage now. EMP hits the Colossus. I don't think he hit the Immortals, though. The Marines are ripe for the picking, but he's able to fall back and kite very well, not taking too much damage, but he's just too much damage.
With the one cannon there, man, that was like the deciding factor. GuMiho could not move forward with his Marines to do the damage to the Immortals he wanted to. The cannon was just doing too much. Had to pull back. There's now a Reaper joining in. Reaper may try to go into the main, get some kills, or scout. He actually may even join into the main army and try to just fight head on. Actually, he's going to go and check the third base location. He's going to join up with his Marauder buddy.
That was a...
This is an awkward scene you guys aren't seeing. There's a Marauder and a Zealot, or a Marauder and a Reaper, 2 units designed to kill Zealots, actually being killed by Zealots right now. And, you know, I don't actually know how that happened exactly.
That was a little silly. I especially liked how he sent the Reaper down there to check the expansion when he already had a Marauder there. Yeah,
it was a little bit weird. And then 2 Zealots were sent to deal with the units that should not have died to Zealots. When they had an identity crisis, they were like, I don't know if we're actually good against killing Zealots. And they were thinking about it, and the Zealots killed them.
They jinxed themselves.
They jinxed themselves. It's a good way to put it. Now, 2 Vikings and 2 Ghosts being made at a time here. Look at that. That is 8 mules being dropped.
1 for every patch.
That's actually like 1,700 minerals right there, man. That's actually more than 1,700. It's like 800 and 1,800 and something minerals gained there in total.
It's a lot of minerals.
The income tap puts GuMiho at twice the income Puzzle right now. Puzzle not even having a third Nexus up.
Yeah,
a 4th command center being made.
Putting down 3 more barracks as well, and another command center, as you mentioned, pumping out the Vikings to deal with the Colossi. Now, is he making... Yes, he is making more Colossi, and Thermal Lance is about to finish. So...
He's got +2 on the way. He's getting his +1 armor, but GuMiho has already started +2. He's got 1-1 upgrades right now, so right at this very moment, he has better upgrades than Puzzle. He's going to push out again with several Ghosts, this time a few Vikings in the mix as well. He knows the Colossus count is very... It's at its infancy stages. He's got 3 Colossi out. That's pretty good. They're split up right now, and he suspects that might be the case. He's going to push out right now. And actually shows his entire army to the Zealot here. So Puzzle now knows this is coming, but Puzzle is 40 supply down.
GuMiho's like, well, we can show our army to this Zealot because we're going to kill him. He'll never be able to report back. Little does he know
how StarCraft 2 works.
How StarCraft 2 works. The Executor sees all.
He does see all, man.
That's kind of cute, having a little turret to fall back to. Just in case there's an observer around, he can't spot his army. And
Well,
that is a ton of barracks. Look at that. That's 8 barracks with 3 or 4 reactors.
8 barracks in total, 5 tech labs, and 4 reactors. The 4th one finishing right now. So that's actually 9 barracks. No, I actually can't count. I'm sorry, guys.
3
one
reactors.
Of those tech labs
yeah.
was
5 tech labs, 3 reactors.
Yeah.
And reactor.
One of the reactors
Starport making
on the
Vikings
Starport,
as well.
That's why I was like, I double-clicked on
you
the reactor, and I was
reactors.
like, I don't know, guys, I keep double-clicking on this, and I was like, I'm pretty sure 4 plus 5 is 9, but there's only 8 barracks. What's going on?
4 plus 5 is 8 now, haven't you heard? There was a patch on math.
Here we go. Zealot's running forward here, and EMP hits everything.
Oh, including the Immortals. Vikings, coming from the side. And there are no stalkers. Those Vikings are going to be completely unimpeded. They're going to own those Colossi so badly, even though there's not a ton of them. The stalkers are focusing on it. The Colossus doing damage, but not quite enough. They actually run into the Marine fire and die. The Immortals, the last holdouts.
The Colossi were trying to target one of the Marauders at the back.
And there's the GG.
He tried to target one of the Marauders at the back, and so his Colossi just kind of stepped on top of a bunch of Marines and died. And that was GuMiho just showing his prowess there. That's why Sella was nervous, I think, for Puzzle Man.
Yep.
Right now, that puts Genius, Puzzle, and GuMiho all tied for 2-1. So we're going to have a tie-break playoff here to see who can make it through. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, hold it in the better lighting. Hide my face.
Like you're
I am the scoreboard.
Like you're a Korean girl who's supposed to be at school right now, and so she's hiding her face so she doesn't... Anyway... don't have fans here hide their faces too often, actually.
Yeah.
When they're on.
Most of the fans here are proud to be here.
They're proud to be here, that's right.
People at the MSL studio, sometimes they were a little bit nervous, but here at the GOM studio, we're all proud.
So yeah, Genius, Puzzle, and GuMiho all at 2-1 right now. And I'm actually going to double check what the next matches are going to be, but I think it's Sage versus... I don't have it pulled up. I'm sorry.
It's Zenio versus Sage. It's Zenio's final game here.
Zenio versus Sage. And yeah, so...
Since they didn't play yet, and since it's not conclusive, 2 players winning, for example, if Sage had won that, it actually would have been over, because 2 players would have had... Or it wouldn't have been over, but... Yeah, you guys can see the results now. It's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. If Sage... Or, if Puzzle, rather, I'm sorry, I'm saying everything wrong. If Puzzle had won that, then he would have cleansed the first place spot. And then Genius would have 2-1, and GuMiho would have
1-2.
1-2, and so it would be over. But now we have a 3-way tie, and Zenio is just going to be used for Puzzle because in the order of things, excuse me, for Sage, he's going to be used for Sage because in the order of things, Sage has a chance to also be tied 2-1 with everyone else.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that works. So yeah, Sage, if he wins this game, he'll be tied at 2-1, and it'll be 2-1 all around, and then actually the last 2 games will be between the 4 players tied, so there won't be any tiebreakers because then they'll just...
Yeah, whoever loses will just fall out.
Exactly, because then it'll be a 2-2
Yeah, so I
3-1.
use the term tiebreaker, but in this case it's actually just... I mean, everyone's starting at the same place, and they're going to play off.
Now, if Sage loses this... Here's the interesting game. So if Sage loses this, then he's actually at 1-2, and he's out of it. And then GuMiho and Genius will battle for first place, and then the last match, Puzzle versus Sage, will determine if Puzzle takes second or not, basically, or something like that. And then there might be another tie. So basically, point being, everything is still actually way up in the air right now. And this match is actually very important because if Sage wins this, it'll be a completely different situation than if he loses it. So Zenio just playing for pride right now, but it's going to affect the rest of the group anyway. The game has started. We're going to get into it in just a moment. Here we go. We're going to get into the game and find out if Sage keeps himself in the game or